Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Capt. Traore and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime.
Because he's stealing the gold of his people of Burkina Faso to protect himself, then when they start branding Traore as a criminal because he's stealing the gold of his people of Burkina Faso to protect himself, then slowly they're achieving two things: building a narrative that this government is illegitimate, but also, and more sinister, more lethal, what they're also doing is to begin to lay the groundwork of taking action. But also another trick that they're now using in this divide and rule is by using black people. We embrace Michael Langley as a son of Africa. We embrace Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, be alert. US is ready to invade at any time. What has happened in Venezuela is a wake-up call to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and the entire continent of Africa in general. When you hear those kind of statements of claiming that Traore is using gold reserve to protect himself, it means they have started branding our leaders as criminals, lying the way they did to Libya. And what they want to achieve here is to build narratives that the government of Burkina Faso or in any African countries, those countries that are being targeted by these people, is illegitimate, and preparing ground actions. And to achieve all these evils, they use black people. Recently, before US drops bombs in Nigeria, they used Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was invited to speak in public about Christian genocide in Nigeria. A few days later, we witnessed US drops bombs in Nigeria. They didn't stop there. They went to South Africa. They accused South Africa for white genocide. They banned visa to Sahelian people to enter to US. My question that is coming to my mind right now: who is the next after Venezuela? Who will be the next? So, brothers and sisters, watch this part of the video. Maybe you can understand what I mean. Watch here.
Speak to Burkina Faso's sovereignty. They maintain their sovereignty. They make the decisions how they use their resources. They make the decisions who their resources go to for military support. That's their sovereign right. But my cautionary tale was just from a military perspective. That was a Senate Armed Services Committee asking me a direct question. Burkina Faso, a lot of great things going on to progress them forward, okay? But then when you look at the military part of it, knowing that that's the epicenter of global terrorism.
So what are you understanding when someone says Burkina Faso looks like an epicenter of global terrorism? If America drops bombs in northern Nigeria to fight terrorists, what about the epicenter of global terrorism, according to General Langley, US General? Recently, you remember Nigerian plane was forced to land in Bobodulaso, Burkina Faso. And Nigeria government lied that plane was in the route to Portugal. But Portuguese government rejected that. There's no such kind of route. You know, to my mind, one thing comes, and I think that plane was sent by Nigeria under directives of the US maybe to go and spy in Sahel to find areas where military and equipment are being mobilized. You know, before invading any country, what they do is to make sure that they have targets, they weakening or they hide strong base so that you cannot respond. That's what they do. So they use Nigeria and they use Nigerian plane that was detained in Burkina Faso a few weeks ago to spy in Sahel, to lead and to capture and take images of bases or military equipments in Sahel. When they want to invade Sahel, it will be easy for them. But unfortunately, they found that at that time, Burkina Faso was strong into air detection, and they forced that plane to drop down. You know, they will not tell you anything about maybe they are going to invade Burkina Faso or Mali or Niger. They will not speak in public. Listen here, when they were asked to put boot on the ground, they rejected. Watch here.
The Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, because there's still many Africans who are yet to recover from that. If this is a bigger threat, as you say, in Burkina Faso, what is Africa prepared to do about it?
We do indications and warnings. There's a number of activities that we do, and I will just go ahead and mention building institutional capacity. There's not going to be U.S. boots on the ground. Very, very small for exchange of ideas and training, exercises. Over time, that builds institutional capacity and capability in these armies. There, AFRICOM, we are working towards a burden sharing and a burden shift for their independent operations. That's our goal. We have the shared objectives because these same terrorist groups can threaten our homeland. So we're in concert. I was just an African Lion over in Morocco. A number of countries working together to be able to
Is Burkina Faso invited here today for this conference?
Yes, yes. They were invited to African Lion in Morocco. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Like I said, we're moving forward.
Okay.
We're moving forward because we have that shared goal of defeating terrorism.
All right. Speaking of that, because the reaction out of the statements that you made about Burkina Faso.
Yes, you heard. They want to collaborate. First of all, they want to engage with you. They will not come direct. They want to exercise with you, partnership. When they engage you, they study and they find your weaknesses, your strongest points. And after discovering and analyzing all those things, then they come after you. Even Gaddafi, he was the best friend of America and this Western power. Gaddafi sponsored some Western leaders. You remember the president of France, Sarkozy, was sponsored by Gaddafi. They came as friends, and always they come as friends. So when Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso rejected foreign troops, after understanding that these foreign troops are spying, now they came with those ideas of saying and trying to build narratives that is totally lies. So if we think international laws, UN, and these international organizations can help us, brothers and sisters, they will not help us. What will help us is our unity. There's no any international law that will rescue Africa. There's no any international law that will protect Africa. The only protection for Africa is our unity. Political leaders, African leaders, if they hear me right now, they have to call an emergency meeting in Addis Ababa and declare a unity of this continent, an emergency for the continent of Africa to unite. You know, as we delay, listen to you heard about Somaliland. As we delay, they will continue to divide us into pieces. Somalia has already divided into Somaliland. Now they are pushing South Africans, white in Western Cape, to demand freedom. They will support it because they are so powerful and no one can stop them. The way you see they have invaded Venezuela, no one is asking and no one is talking except writing statements and condemning and something like that. They will recognize Western Cape as an independent country and will do nothing. Will write statements, international laws, but nothing will change, brothers and sisters. The salvation for us is to come together. Even those who are not ready for unity, let us start a few of us. The way we have seen in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, after ECOWAS being used by France and Western power, these countries have decided to come together. We wish other countries to join. Let us die together. We cannot fear. Maybe bombs. We will die even without bombs. Not all people who are dying are being struck by bombs. Some are dying through diseases. Some are dying through accidents. So death is there. We cannot fear to unite because we fear someone to invade us. No. We want prosperity. We want Africa to come together to defend, to protect our interests. So that is my message, because what I see here, brothers and sisters, have been shocked that right now one country can invade another country and arrest the president, and the world is watching. And the world is watching. No one care. International laws will not work. UN and the Security Council will not solve anything. So this is a wake-up call to us, the people of Africa. Wherever you are, brothers and sisters, tell your friends, tell your brothers and sisters, whether in the continent or in the diaspora, tell them that if we don't unite, we'll be punished. We will be punished one by one. What is your joy in this continent? To see we Africans continue suffering? If our founding fathers died to fight for freedom, today we are free. Why don't we sacrifice ourselves for the future of our generation, for the future of the coming generations, a generation to be born? We Africans, we need to wake up. We need to unite. We need to speak with one voice. What is happening in Venezuela, Nigeria, Iran must be a lesson to all of us. I know they will come to Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. They will try to do everything to destabilize these countries. But young people, Africans, let us come together. Let us unite. I know it is difficult because they are using technologies. They are so powerful militarily. But one thing that is also paining me, it's in those military, there's black people. Why black people are being used to bomb fellow black people? Why black people are being used to destroy fellow black people because of small wages and salaries? Let us come together. Let us love one another. You know, this, if we can engage each other and if we can tell those powerful nations, okay, you want resources, you want business. Okay, we are ready to do businesses in a win-win situation. What's wrong with us? What's wrong with you? And I'm sharing this purposely for we Africans to understand that we are not safe. And what you see today, whether in Iran, whether in China, whether in Venezuela, Nigeria, South Africa, all those things, the fight here is not about those countries. The issue here is to fight Russia, to fight China. This is the war of China and Russia. Africa and these global souths are facing challenges or are being punished because of these two big nations, Russia and China. China is a big competitor of America in terms of business, economy. It's a big competitor. So America is trying to counter China by punishing these friendly countries of China, countries that are supplying resources to China. The way you saw Venezuela. Venezuela has been supplying oil to China at low price. So what next? US has to cut the supply of oil to China at low price so that China will produce goods at high cost, so it will not be easier to compete with America. And you heard, brothers and sisters, the story that President Maduro was already captured by America. Who is the next? So come to Russia. Russia is a big competitor of America in terms of military power. If you talk about military power, you talk about Russia and America. So these countries are being punished because of Russia. So America wants to cut allies of Russia, and they put Russia into conflict with Ukraine purposely. They want Russia to spend a lot of time in war, spending a lot of money in war. Then they will come after Russia. This is strategic. They will take even 10 years fighting, supporting these to make sure that Russia will become weak. Then they will attack Russia. They are not ready to attack Russia right now because they know Russia has these nukes. They fear that Russia has nukes that can reach any place in this world. So to touch Russia directly, it is difficult. What they do is to punish friends of Russia. Those countries that are buying Russian goods, such as we Africans, we are buying some military equipment from Russia. We are buying fertilizers from Russia, grain and other things like that. So we are being punished because of Russia. This war is not ours. This is a war of giants. But what Africa must do, or what we Africans have to do to sustain in this global that is not right now in war. This is World War II. I mean World War III. We need to come together. We need to unite. If we don't unite, if we don't come together, after Venezuela, we don't know who is the next. After the next, we don't know who will be the next. So we'll be punished one by one. We'll be punished one by one. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger cannot resist. International laws are not working, brothers and sisters. If you think international laws are working to America or to these powerful nations, they're not working. They will come after us, they will punish us the way they did it to Libya, and we did nothing. We have African Union. We think African Union can do anything.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. You make Africa